Hello students, let us continue this social anthropology series, and this is an awesome series of lecture in which I will try my best to cover all the topics which are there in the social anthropology syllabus for UPSC. In the first half of this video, or in the first you can say the first video, we have covered some of the basic political organizations, and now we are moving on to the next topic in the syllabus, that is social control. Now first of all, let us understand what is society. Then we have to understand why there is a need of social control. Then we have to understand what is social control, and then we have to understand why there is a need of social control. So let us go one by one. First I will tell you what is society, then I will tell you what is social control, why the society has to be controlled. That is the last concern. Okay, so first of all, let us understand what is society. Society is a harmonious organization of human relationships. This is a beautiful statement. Society is a harmonious organization of human relationships. Any society must have harmony and order. When there is no harmony and order, the society actually does not exist. Unless the individuals live up to the prescribed norms of conduct, and unless their self-seeking impulses are subjugated to the welfare of the people, the welfare of the whole, it would be quite difficult to maintain effectively the social organization. Society, therefore, in order to exist and progress, has to exercise certain control over its members, since any marked deviation from the established ways is considered a threat to its welfare. Such control has been termed by social scientists as social control. So let's say there are 100 people living in a particular place, and all those people, they are being selfish, they are being self-centered. Each one of those 100 people is just thinking about himself or herself, and whatever food is available, they just want to eat and sleep. Whatever stuff is available, whatever means of protection from the outside threat is available, they just want to protect their own house. I mean, let's say there is a group of 4 people and 25 such groups, total 100 people, and each 4 living in one village, each 4 living in one house, so total such 25 houses. Now if every house, or let's say every 4 group of people, starts thinking that my house has to be protected from the external threat, and there is no need to protect the other person's house, I don't think it is the right behavior. It is certainly not the right behavior, and this is how, I mean, the very definition of the society says that society is a harmonious organization of human relationships. This is certainly not harmonious. Harmonious means lovable, cordial, warm. So this is not a right way of conducting the social behavior. So the right way is, there has to be the thinking beyond oneself. You should not think of I or me, but you should think of we or us. Now the system, or you can say the system through which somebody is compelled to think about we or us, is social control. Okay, let us look at the definition of social control. Social control may be defined as any influence which the society exerts upon its members for the purpose of providing the welfare of the group as a whole. I repeat, social control is the influence which the society exerts upon its members for the purpose of providing the welfare of the group as a whole. So basically, society, let's say there are 10 people who are having the power, or who are having the rights, and let's say there are the total population is 100. So those 10 people are regulating some rules. Those 10 people have jotted down some rules, and which are to be followed by people living in that particular society, so that there is a perfect harmonious organization of human relationships. Now these rules and regulations, this method of regulating the behavior of the society, is known as social control. Now what all means are there of social control? How you understood what is social control, you understood what is the need of social control. Okay, but you should also understand what all means are there through which the social control can be implemented. Belief system, social suggestions, ideologies, folkways, customs, religion, art and literature, humor and satire, public opinion are some of the informal means, whereas education or law these are some of the formal means. Now let's say informally means without making any rules and regulation. If you just for the well-being of the people, if you tell them that this is a particular belief system, and if all the members, let's say there are 100 members, and if all of us follow this belief system, we will work towards collective prosperity. This is the example of exercising social control via belief system. or if you tell them that this particular religion is being followed by the members in the society, and a particular act committed by somebody is against the religion, and he or she might be boycotted from that religion, then anybody living in that society or anybody in that society following or obeying that particular religion will definitely not commit that particular mistake or that particular crime. Or if, let's say, there is a senior person, there is a senior citizen in that particular society who commands a lot of respect, people in their hearts, people in their deepest corners of their heart have respect for that particular elder, and he is giving some kind of suggestions, some kind of social suggestions, that this is how you should behave and this is how you should not behave, then there are chances that people living in that society will obey him or her. But there is a slight problem, there is a slight issue here, there is a small issue. These all are, let's say, informal means. I mean, if somebody is not listening to any elder, you cannot put that person behind the bar, you cannot put him or her in jail. Okay, so unless you make a proper rule, unless you jot down all those rules, unless you make a proper constitution, you can say, and unless you actually enshrine that if this rule is not followed, if this crime is committed, this is the punishment that is allotted to any member of the society. Unless you do this firmly and strongly, there won't be social control as such. So all these means, social control, social suggestion, then customs and folkways and religion and belief, they are all good means of social control, but they are informal. Now, what all are the formal means of social control? You can say law, education. You can educate people. You can make some kind of laws. You can tell the members in the society that if you don't follow this particular law, this is the punishment that is awarded, or this is the punishment that is allotted. So these means, law and education, you can say, are formal means. Cool. So far so good. So this was one of the topics in this chapter, that is social control. Now let us move on to the last topic in this chapter of political anthropology, and that is law and justice in the simple societies. Okay, we have seen many simple societies by now. When I say now, I think all of you are, if you have listened to this, I think 6 to 8 lectures I have already uploaded in this series, and if you have been watching them diligently, properly, you have been making notes, then I believe that you have some kind of idea of what is anthropology, what is our subject matter, what is the approach towards this discipline, and what all things we are going to study in this subject. So simple societies, these two words are certainly not new for you. You know there are various simple societies, and mainly we study about these societies in anthropology. Okay, so now let us understand how the social control is exercised in these simple societies, and what is the nature of law and justice system in these simple societies. All of us are aware of the law and justice system in our country, in our state, in our district. But what kind of a law and justice system is obeyed in a particular corner of the village? People, let's say, living in the remotest corners of the world, that we are going to study now. Very interesting. See, there is a very nice way of, I have made my own notes, and there is a very nice way of, let's say, studying this topic. You can make your own notes. Just divide your page into two halves. On left side you can write the law and justice in the simple societies. On the right hand side you can write law and justice in the cities, or law and justice in the modern societies. And there are points of differences which I will teach you, that you can understand. And if you are making notes, you can always listen to this video again, and you can jot down your own points. So in simple societies, the growth of law is very slow, gradual and spontaneous, with the usages, customs and sanctions and force. We do not find legislations in the primitive societies. On the contrary, the modern law is the result of deliberate planning and legislation. The modern law, there is deliberate planning and legislation. Many people sit on the table, and many people discuss things. Many people discuss various attributes of one particular topic. Many people discuss various dimensions of one particular topic, and then only they arrive at a conclusion. Then only they make laws. Sorry. Whereas in the primitive societies, the laws are not that. There is no proper discussion on the table, and all the dimensions of that particular law are not discussed upon. Then simple laws, or laws existing in the simple societies, are based more on kinship bonds than on the territorial ties. Whereas in modern societies, the laws are based on territorial ties. The law and justice system which is followed in one country might be different than in the other country. Laws in the simple societies are predominantly a criminal law, whereas laws in the modern societies include criminal law, civil law, and there are several other branches as well. Okay, so basically, if you commit a very serious crime, then only you are awarded punishment in the simple societies basically. But in modern societies, there are civil laws also, and there is punishment for even the smallest of the small crimes. Laws in the simple societies are based on the ethical norms and public opinion. So there is a group of members, there is a group of adult members who command respect, and they might allot the punishment for a particular crime, you can say. Whereas modern laws does not necessarily depend on ethical norms and public opinions. Public might say that punishment X is to be given to that particular person, but if according to the judiciary punishment Y is to be given, then that punishment can be given. That is the system of modern law. Okay, so these are some of the points in the you can say between the law and justice in the simple societies and law and justice in the modern societies. Now, further points we can see. There are many points you can write basically, but I'm just trying to make the matter simple, because if I teach you the entire thing, I think you will be quite scared, because you are in a very I think nascent stage, you are in a very primary stage. So I just want to give you a brief introduction of every topic, so but let us look at 2-3 more points and then we will stop. In simple societies, there are no grades of punishment, whereas in modern societies there are many grades of punishment. So basically, in simple societies, if you commit a crime and if the group of people allots a particular punishment to you, then that punishment you have to basically, one has to go through that punishment. But in modern societies, there are various grades. Okay, depending on the nature of the crime, various punishments can be allotted. Then the laws in the simple societies are not associated with the legislative, executive and judicial processes, whereas the laws in the modern societies are very much associated with the legislative, executive and judicial processes. Now, this is something we have seen in the Indian polity of the general studies also. The basic purpose of legislative body is to make laws. The purpose of executive bodies is to implement laws, and the purpose of judiciary is to see whether the laws are being implemented properly or not. But such kind of a proper system, such kind of organized system of social control is definitely not there in the simple societies. Okay, so basically we have seen this chapter of political anthropology, the political organization and social control, and I have taught you about the polities which are prevalent in some corners of the world. We have seen the means of social control, we have seen what is social control, we have seen why it is necessary, and we have also seen the difference between the laws and justice in the simple societies and in the modern societies. Now, in the next lecture we will see some other topic. Okay, till then, goodbye, and keep on watching these videos. If you want to make notes, you can make notes. Any doubts you have, you can always mention in the comment section. I will try my best to answer them. If you want full coaching for anthropology or for UPSC or integrated, you can always call me up. Details are very much there in front of you. Okay, thank you, wish you good luck.